Hey everybody, Coach Barrett here with Coach Moran. We're going to teach you the proper techniques for a trap bar deadlift here at TMIC Performance. So the first thing we're going to look at is the two main rules when it comes to deadlifting, like the two main goals. Like if you can do these two things, you can deadlift fine. The first one is I want you to think about a straight spine. So your spine is always lengthened. There's no like scaredy cat position or anything like that. So scaredy cat would be basically here. He's going to get a really rounded posture. It's not a good positioning. He's going to think about pulling his shoulders back and down a little bit, getting that chest up, thinking about the spine starts here so he's not looking up too much. Yeah, we don't want that. So this way, by him holding this position in that spine, he's putting the weight into his midsection, like entire midsection, not just his lower back. All right? And the next thing, if you can see, if you can hold this for me, Moran, is his hips are below his shoulders. If I were to draw a line from his hips and a line from his shoulders, they are parallel with each other, but the shoulders are above the hips at all time. All right, so hips below your shoulders and back is straight. If you can do those two things, you can deadlift properly. Last thing we're gonna look at on deadlifts is whenever it comes to shin angle, when it to pulling on a trap bar, is I want you to think of your shins more perpendicular to the ground. So in other words, they make a 90-degree angle. So his shins are pretty much almost directly vertically. So they're making a 90-degree angle with the ground. From this position, we do not want those knees to be forward because this is more of a hip exercise and posterior chain or backside of the body exercise, not so much a knee exercise. Now from this position, he's going to want to think about, we've always been taught that a deadlift is a pulling motion, right? We want to think of a deadlift as a pushing motion. I'm thinking about, in this position, I'm thinking about pushing my hips forward to an upright position. So he is going to think about driving his pelvis or his butt straight forward, right? And then whenever he goes to sit back down, this in reverse. Same thing, just in reverse. Now from here, in the spine, he's thinking about turning on his lats, keeping these things nice and tight. He's not putting the weight so much here in the shoulders, so it's kind of like that bench press. He's kind of pulling his shoulder blades back ever so slightly and then pushing them down to the floor to where we're getting your lats to activate, which then in turn help out your core. So now keeping that core nice and tight, give me 3 more, just driving your hips forward, driving forward. Good. Sit down. 1 more. Last thing I want to talk about, you can go ahead and set it down. Last thing I want you to talk about on this one is breathing. Now this is going to be kind of weird. You're going to exhale as you go down to grab the bar, and you're going to inhale as you pull it up. Same thing applies like we did with the squat, as well as the bench press, is understanding that if I'm going down, I'm going into a flexion motion. So I want to think about exhaling. Now as I pull the weight up, I'm going into more extension, so I want to think about more inhaling, because that kind of helps us out to get in position and then pulling it up. So what I'm going to have Coach Moran do real fast is he's going to do a normal traditional way of breathing in, going down, and exhaling as he pulls it up, and then we're going to flip it and we're going to see which one looks better for him. All right, so go ahead, you're going to inhale, picking it up. Good. 1 more time. Good. Go ahead and set it down, readjust. Now I want you to think about exhaling to pick it up, or exhaling to reach down for it, and then inhale as you pick it up. Good. 1 more. Good. So I don't know about you if you can see this on camera, but whenever he inhaled, he looked like he was going a lot faster. There was a lot more output of force into the ground that he was able to do. So things to take away when it comes to deadlifting. The 2 main rules: hips below your shoulders and your back is straight. Next one is thinking about the shin being perpendicular to the ground. So basically making a 90-degree angle. And then last but not least, thinking about exhaling going down and then inhaling as you come up out of the hole. Think about pressing the hips forward. Pressing, not pulling, pressing the hips forward. And that is how to deadlift here at TMIC Performance. Once again, I'm Coach Barrett, and this is Coach Moran. Hope you enjoy these videos.